and I am back with another review for you guys, and this time we got the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse Miles Morales Brooklyn 2099 suit. That's a mouthful. I can't remember if I think the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, if it was like a 2020 suit or whatever, but there was another suit that was somewhat similar to this. Anyways, I still haven't played Spider-Man 2. I saw this dude in GameStop, and I thought he was pretty cool. I like the design. I wish the red here was a little brighter, but anyways, I didn't even really look at the box. Like, I saw this, right? Then, nothing crazy on this side. I literally didn't even look at the back until, like, the other day. This suit in game doesn't look good. Like, the upper part still does, but, like, the way this transitions does not look good. And I'm not saying anything bad about the figure, because they made it look way better, in my opinion. Like, the way it transitions from the waist to the pants on the picture, I assume it looks like that in the game. It kind of looks like a hazmat suit or something. I don't know. I don't like it. But he looks pretty dope. But let's go ahead and run through the little digest system. Is the figure in good shape? Does the figure function as intended? Everything that's included with the figure, plus scaling, and then just my final thoughts. Usually a little pose at the end when I'm talking about it too, unless I forget. Alright, and here he is at a package. And is the figure in good shape? All his paint looks good and everything. For the most part, all his joints smooth fine, whatever. There's a little scuff right there. I actually just noticed. I could have done that though. I don't know. But, oh, it gets stuck when you do that, at least. For a second. Yeah. So that seems to just kind of be the running thing with the Gamerverse, with the Spider-Man stuff, at least. But to be fair, my original Miles didn't have any issue like that. But yeah, this is really disappointing, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to, but I could straight up just end the review right there and be like, yeah, kind of sucks. But I haven't looked at any other reviews. I don't know if this is happening to other people, so if you would like to click off, watch another review, that might be the move, because that's a pretty big QC issue. Sorry, couldn't talk there. But I think even hypothetically, just holding it, because this would be pushing it. I don't think it would hold this even if it was functional, but like, probably about right here is your crunch. Your back's probably about there. Like, it's not good anyways, but that's just, dang, bro. But yeah, it's a figure in shape for the most part. Pretty egregious QC issue in my opinion, but I don't even know if that's fixable. But does the figure function as intended? We're gonna go ahead and say the torso does not, but he does have a little twist. This does rub a little bit when you twist that, so keep that in mind. He looks up pretty far though, and he looks down. Whatever. There's not really any tilt or anything though. It gets a little bit higher than 90. He has a butterfly joint, which would be useful if you had, some bend to his torso, so you could do punches and stuff. But it is there nonetheless. And he does go back a little bit too. Nothing too crazy. I think it actually takes you effectively forward more than it does back for the most part. And then he does have a bicep swivel, which kind of matches up the paint. Nice deep bend. The Marvel Legends, single swivel. No drop down. So that's what you're getting. Like, no matter how you bend it, it's just not going very high. He does almost get a split though, so that's cool at least. Go back just a little bit, but not really enough to do anything. And then of course the thigh swivel. Got a really nice deep bend though. And then you got these. Oh, we didn't just break that. These are pretty cool. Those little sneakers or whatever. I guess technically they're more like boots, but that's honestly probably my favorite thing about this figure now that the most of him is kind of bunk, but got the little swivel. Oh yeah, and then it has a boot swivel. Kind of hidden, almost, actually. But yeah, does he function as intended? For the design that he is, I guess, the torso is just jacked, so that is probably not functioning as intended, I would say. Man, really disappointed with this one. But for everything that's included with him, he also comes with probably the lamest web effects you can get. Like, I know, you can be creative with them, but, like, overall, these just kind of suck. And then you get some pretty cool wall crawling hands, though. A lot of detail to them. I like kind of the bent finger look instead of them being straight out. And then you got your whip shooties, which I'm glad he has at least 3 matching pairs, but, yeah, man, I guess we'll do some scaling with him. Here he is with the Miles Morales Spider-Man Gamerverse figure from Marvel Legends, and they are literally almost the exact same height, which it's pretty cool for the consistency of their scaling. Just for the reference, I actually just noticed that Miles from the Gamerverse is taller than Spider-Man, so I'm guessing the Gamerverse Spider-Man is actually a little bit taller. So my bad for that reference that I used for Venom the other day. That's actually not relevant. And here he is with the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse Venom, which I reviewed recently. Again, look how massive he is, bro. See, here's the thing. Even though this doesn't work, you at least have this top part to make up for it. And then he also, relatively, they're still a little bit longer than, like, the average arm. So, like, you can make up for it. Like, you still get some cool poses. He's just absolutely ruined because of that. Like, I'm sure really good posers could still do some stuff with this without fixing it. But me personally, like, he's essentially just a statue, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Like, I really don't know what to say, man. I probably could have done something else, but without the torso articulation, I don't feel like there's much to do with him. So you get a half-assed punching pose. All I can say is he looks pretty cool. If this red paint had been a little bit, is red glow in the dark a thing? Because that would have been cool, but I don't even know if that's possible. But yeah, the whole torso thing really just ruined it for me. But I'm gonna assume that's a QC issue. So aside from that, he still does not have the greatest articulation by any means. If anything, realistically, the best use of this figure would honestly be to make like a custom, like taking parts off of him and make a custom or something. Because you could probably do something pretty cool. But overall, as a whole, I can't really recommend getting him unless you can get him like really cheap or second, like open from somebody else for really cheap. You know what I mean? I wouldn't pay retail for him, even without QC, knowing what I know now. But hey, from what I understand, a lot of people haven't reviewed him, so maybe this will help you, decide. If you were another reviewer, though, I do urge you, if you can find this cheap, to try and get one and review it, so we can find out if it's a QC issue or if all of them are like this, because if that's the case, then that's a big problem. But I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps you decide whether or not you want to get this figure or maybe watch some more reviews, because again, that's a really egregious QC, so I feel like this review is a little bit biased. But yeah, I think that's it.